Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, it has been a hot second. I think it's been like, what, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe more, since I've been online. I know I tried a little bit, but I was just so exhausted that. And I needed that week I took off because I slept. I was just not feeling good. I was just run down. So I was really pleased when I got my energy back because as someone who is almost constantly going ludicrous speed, when I don't have the energy to even think about going ludicrous speed, it's worrisome. But I'm back again, working on 939, which is the bane of my existence. I do live. We have reached false spring here in New England. It is that time of year where it's kind of nice outside. It gets you really wanting to. Well, okay. Well, yeah. Before I hit transition, I was trying to adjust everything. Because again, it's been a while. Like, it's been a hot second. Mind you, I haven't done a whole lot of crafting. I got my latest showstopper done because I sold one of my little dragons last year. So I made another one. My first craft fair of the season is on Saturday. So after streams, I'll be like getting all of my stuff put together and packed up and ready for Saturday. But I've been staying out of trouble for the most part, mostly because I've been either sleeping or working. Work is getting back to status quo, as it were, which, it might not be perfect, but sometimes the evil I know. I have 2 more fairs that I want to sign up for. I just need to get my paycheck in my bank so I can pay for them. I have one on August 1st that I'm eyeing. I'm gonna apply for today, and I'll tell them like, hey, can't pay till Thursday. Which most of the time that's not a big deal. But yeah, I have my very first one on Saturday. Yeah. Well, and like over the course of like the tail end of last week and the weekend, mind you, I worked the weekend, so I didn't have a whole lot of free time, but I managed to clean up all of my craft room stuff, organize it a little bit, get all those little projects that I'm like, I want to take this to the first craft fair because the first craft fair is in a high school gymnasium. It's not huge, and I'm intentionally only bringing my high school priced items. Before, I would bring it all and see what would sell. I am going to think about at least like the location. Like if I'm going to an outside vendor fair, I'm gonna show off my stuff. But this particular fair has a lot of high school students that walk through it, and I am just going to bring items that are like under $20. And I'm okay with that. I don't have any within arm's reach. I have made some cute little butterflies. Actually, I do. They're just not all done. I've made some cute little butterflies. Oops. Cute little, I'm putting alligator clips on them. So like you can put them in your hair. You can clip them to a hat. Some clothes. But I'm trying to be more mindful of my market when I go to market so that I will be more apt to make back my table fee. One of the ones I am going to be applying to started out with a $150 table fee for a one-day event. Now, I am paying $100 for an evening event that is very well marketed, that has a very large knowledge base. Like, it has a lot of foot traffic, and I fully enjoyed attending. So $100 for that event I was like, oh yeah, I'll totally do that. That's not a problem. But this one that I'm still kind of iffy about because it has an application process. It's a judged application process. So, and she was like, oh, it's my first one, $150. And I'm like, ooh, that might not be happening, honey. A, it's only one day. B, it's down in Waterville. C, this is your first one. So, but she knocked it down to $100, so I'll take a risk. Oh my goodness, I lost where my string is. Okay, there. I didn't have any butterflies in arm's reach. I have the little size that I showed off, but I also have bigger ones that look like actual butterflies in your hair, and they are a really fast workup. And I hope to make a few more tomorrow and get them all set up so that I can pack them away and have them for Saturday. Oh, sad time. But I know all 3 of the people paying attention now have subs. Thanks to the ever-loving Dragonheart. The one thing I like about springtime is I start getting a little bit more creative. My brain is thawing, I guess. Let me take a look. Okay. So while I was kind of prepping, because for once my craft area is actually clean, like, I don't even have to knock on wood because it's not super duper clean. It's not like I've spent hours and hours like making sure everything is like, oh, it's just for once organized properly. Which I'm probably going to mess up because I do have to. Well, not necessarily this room. I will be organizing and reorganizing stuff for Saturday, because that's one of my things, is being intentional and mindful in my market and where I am going. Most of my items this weekend will not be over $20 because I know that I'm gonna bring the baby dragon, so $30. $30 because I have the fairy baby dragons, which are $30, and I have the baby dragons, which are $25. And I should sit down and make more of those because I I sold a lot of those. And I'm pleased with it. I am pleased that I sold a lot of my baby dragons. Yep, exactly. I I just was taking a lot of the things that I had finished and that needed to go into containers to be transported. And that's what I have to do is a lot of the things that I moved over into the staging area, and I just need to put it in containers to be transported. Well, I think she does. I mean, I've given her a couple of them. See, I do what is called the soda theory. Some of my stuff, my bigger items, to be completely fair, because I know the market up here, while you guys know the time and effort that go into them, honestly, for the amount of time and energy and work that go into them, they are considered underpriced. Like my meadow dragons are at $200. The purple one that's in the chat, that one will be put up for sale for $200. But there are things that I have that are priced in my booth that don't take me nearly as long, that don't cost me nearly as much in time and supplies. So some of the things are my soda where I charge $5 for a 25-cent item. And it all balances out. Mm-hmm. Like I'm hoping for my butterfly barrettes, the little ones, I'm gonna sell for $3 each or 2 for $5. And my bigger ones I'm gonna sell for $6 each or 2 for $12. And I try to be fair in my pricing. I don't want to gatekeep, but I am respectful of my time and energy. Not as probably as respectful as I should be, but I still take that into consideration. Yeah, spicy food sometimes does not agree with tummy tummies, even if it's mild spices. So I will be done 939 on this page today, and we're gonna sing songs of happiness, but then we're gonna be color swapping like nobody's business because I only have small colors left after 939 on this page. And we will be definitely getting done 939 today. And then we'll only have it on Divine Instinct, which I just find it hilarious that I've I've just been. This year has already been crazy. Like, can we stop? Can I stop this version of the ride and try again? We don't even have to change too much in my personal life. There's a couple of bigger things that I'd like to change. Eh. Today I'm also expecting my my final order to come in so that I can have all the things that I need for Saturday. I feel that in my soul. Like, I'm working on a Raven. Guys, you gotta understand, Megan Lap's patterns are very complex, and sometimes they look funny while they're in progress. And this guy's just barely pinned together. Let's see. So this is the Raven that I'm working on. He's just barely pinned together, but he's all black except for his beak and his feet, which are gray. And I've been battling with him. Now it's just feathers and whatnot, and her feathers are gorgeous. Like, her feathers are just phenomenal, and I love working on her patterns, and they are so nice. Like, I haven't gotten lost on her patterns. Right now I'm just having beef with black yarn. Probably one of the reasons I haven't made a whole lot of baby dragons is because my baby dragons, like, their stock is base black and base white. That and my black and white yarn are literally on the bottom of my color pile. So that's a whole nother thing, but I think for April, and it's gonna sound weird because I've been doing content creation for a good long time. I'm aiming for April to do a video a day. I don't know, like, what kind of video I want to do. It might just be fast TikTok videos going, hey, just trying to get into the habit of making a video a day. Might be something silly. I might whip out, like, I don't know where I'm going with it yet. It's not fully formed, but I still have half a month to figure it out. Oops. Skipped a spot. I'm almost at the end of this string, so I'm trying to do the stragglers down here so I can just start a new piece of string and have the stragglers down here all done. Yeah, so after my craft fair on Saturday, I'm going into work because one of my coworkers' brothers, his services are that Saturday, and it's her weekend to work. So I picked up that time. OT for me. Tonight there's only two people at work, so it's gonna be a night. Zoom out. We're going back up to the top. Oh, I totally understand. I'm sitting here. If my doing crafts helps you get a chore done, then woo. Or if it motivates you to work on your crafts, awesome. That's what I'm here for. I'm excited for you tomorrow, Kelpie. You're getting all the good energies. And I try to be very worldly. I try to utilize news networks not within the United States, but I am not dumb to the ways of the world. I know that things get blocked, things get missed. So if anybody notices like Bangor, Maine getting targeted, could someone tell me? Because again, how Jules and I bonded is over the Maniacs, which is a refiller unit in the Air Force, or the Air Guard, I should say. The Maniacs do in-air refills for the fighter force. And with the shenanigans that we are here in the United States, there's been a lot of jet noise, as it were. So, to say that we are on people's radar is an understatement. So, Jules, it's a matter of you can't get to the basement. It hurts to get to the basement, or you don't know how. Because if you don't know how, that is a problem I can fix. If it's one of the other two, I could probably fix that if you give me enough time. Because filters are, especially furnace filters. Furnace filters are redonkulously easy to clean, replace, I should say. I don't even have a furnace. I haven't had a furnace for 20 years, and I know how to change a furnace filter. But if you can't access it, maybe see if Mel would be willing to help you out, or Kim, one of your other friends, or maybe one of their husbands or partners. Because needless to say, if they're your friends, they'd be willing to change a filter for you. I would push comes to shove, mask. Like full on respirator. You don't have one of those? I will Amazon you. I have a full respirator with the N95 filters. Nothing gets through those filters, so I will Amazon you one of those puppies. I fully suggest them if you're dealing with shit. But they're not that well. I mean, at one point in time they weren't that expensive. They are as sensory as all get out, though. Like, they are not a sensory fun game. But they do the job. Oh, so more things I've done in my adventures of cleaning and stuff. I got my new video space. I got the baffles all put in. I have half of it fully insulated, which I'm pleased with. I'm working on the other half. The other half is it's a work in progress, but the other half I'm hoping for the next couple weeks or so. I've brought up all my scrap drywall because I've kept my scrap drywall thinking, oh hey, I can use this for this, that, the other thing. And I just keep it back there and it keeps gathering dust and not being used. So I need it. I needed drywall for my video space so I can put my pretty wallpaper on it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I got the window all set in the summer, so that saved a lot of money, like a lot of money. But I've been getting little projects done, and I'm so proud of myself. There we go. I'm just trying to get this little area all done, because then I gotta change my piece of string. Oh yeah. I fully support the respirators. Again, yeah, they suck. They suck so much ass, but they do the job. And sometimes that's sometimes that's what you need. Being fully aware that the thing you are utilizing is evil, but it gets the job done. I'm getting my little halvesies in here so when I end the piece of string, I know where I was. I cannot feel your pain. I do not have a central vacuum cleaner. I don't know as if I'd want one. Yeah, it's I admit, like, thinking about it, kind of handy. But again, having to go down and clean that filter, like, my allergic reaction isn't as, like, grand as most people, but I definitely have a dust reaction. I honestly think I'm allergic to rats and mice, because I have encountered areas up in my video area that have residue and remnants from rats and mice. And every time I come near it, it makes my entire face shut. Closed for business. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I just have a broom and a shop vac. What I like to do is I sweep everything up into a pile and then I use the shop vac. Sometimes I just spritz the shop vac. I clean out its filter. Actually, I have what I call the clean filter. Like I have the filter that I don't use to clean any dirt or anything like that, and I spritz it with like body mist or something like that. Nothing heavy, but I spritz it and then I just turn it on to cycle the air and the dust through the shop vac, and it just kind of cleans the air. It's loud, but it gets the job done. There's that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give the nod of understanding. So I have a cross stitch pattern that's being built in my head. It's actually a relatively simple one, but I want input on like the background. So I have a sticker that I love. It's the rainbow hearts. I want to turn it kind of into like a cross stitch pattern, but instead of just the rainbow heart, I want to have like a back. I don't want to have like background hearts. I don't want it to like be like that. Let's see. My pump's being a turd today. And I still haven't heard back from the insurance company, so that's a tale I will weave for another day. Um, but with the rainbow hearts, like I was thinking, I don't know, maybe like have the hearts be like a deep bold color, and like in the background have like wings, or maybe even just the stripes of the flag going through the side of the heart, or something to that effect, in a lighter tone of that color. Yeah, I can't have a normal vacuum cleaner because of the dogs. Um, I've been working hard all winter with sealing up gaps and whatnot to stop a lot of dust, and honestly, it has. Realigning the house's built-in, like old houses have a lot of built-in technology that we've simply forgotten about. And I have been reinstituting a lot of its ventilation, and air movement properties. And one of the ways is I've been sealing the insides of the floors so that the gap I put on the outside of the insulation has air movement, because at the ceiling where I've been working, or at the attic where I've been working, I've reset up the soffit vents to work properly. So that's been sucking a lot of the dust up and out of the house, or not even allowing it to settle inside the house. So that's been pretty handy. There's so much more work I got to do in that particular area because all of the soffits are just stuffed with insulation, and it is awful. And I've only done like a smidge. I've only done a smidge of the work that has to be done. Yeah, and And that's the rough thing is like with jobs and whatnot. I I I've been ghosted, or I've been it's been like, oh hey, and it's just so frustrating. It's like, or like 4 months later. Oh, you don't want to use it in the United States either. There's just so many scammy jobs. Like somehow a recruiter got a hold of my email, and I'm like, I'm not having any of this. Oh, they totally do. Like, I use it like sometimes I use it like a search engine, and then I go to the company that's advertising the job, and then I see what they have actually open. And unfortunately, LinkedIn is not much better. Like I've started using things like Dice. Um, the AI things are just a pain in the ass. It's like, oh hey, search, or even flex jobs. It's like, oh hey, search. Oh, you want to actually look at this job and see who's you got to pay us. It's like, no. We used to have stuff like that, like mymainjobs.com. Yeah, we have stuff like that here too. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on over here. 'Cause this is one of the areas where I messed up in the counting. So like the overall whatever the hell's going on is kind of foobarred. Okay, there we go. Got it all now. Got it all straightened out for the time being. It's taking everything with balance and grace and a, a grain of truth. Like I was I was watching, I just came across like a random TikTok video, and it was like, what would happen if job interviews were really honest? And some of these things are just so incredibly true. It's like, so why do you want this job? Well, I need money, and and you have money, so if I work for you, then I get some of the money that you have and I need, and it all works out. You get what you need done, and I get the money that I need to pay the bills that I have. And it's like, well, why do you want to work for this company? Well, I don't really want to work at all. Um, like, and that's loaded. Like, I like to work. I like to stay busy. I would never be unproductive. I would always try to contribute to my community and help people out where they are. But do I always want to do the same thing every single day? No, because with my with my Chihuahua and my Golden Retriever, is while I have the same things I like to do every day, they don't have to be in the same order, and and sometimes they get swapped out. But that's like one of the things that gets me when people ask, well, what attracted you to this job? Well, I can do the things that this job asks if you're able to do, and it pays me better than what I'm currently getting. I don't have a good I honestly, I don't have a good answer to why do you want to work here. And I have the prefab answers. I have the answers I know I'm supposed to give, and those are the ones that I generally give. But if we're being real, if we're being truthful, oh, husband creature, not like, because I'm watching. It's called Villa. I want to say Villa Ortelio. And it's a young man from the Netherlands. Well, I say young man. He's like 25, 26. So young man from the Netherlands who bought a abandoned villa in northern Italy, and I'm watching his YouTube journey of him restoring it. All like, because I like house restoration. I don't like the time lapses can be fun, but I like seeing the long process. Like, I'm not gonna watch you for 8 hours sweep rubble. I like that sped up a little bit, but I like seeing episodic. Okay, so today we're going to fix this, or we're gonna add in this, or we're gonna chip away at this. Like, I like that episodic format. And and I was talking to Husband Creature, and I'm like, I'm not opposed, but there are things that we have to prep for. And he's like, I'm not opposed either. It's just, it's a big change and it's nervous, and that's mostly what's holding me back, is change and nerves. Because in Europe, I think guys, it might not seem like it, but over in other countries, like not all of them, mind you, but employees actually have a life, not just work. Here in America, it's work, sleeping for work, and if you're fortunate like myself, you don't need a whole lot of sleep, so you can do fun things like this to supplement your not work time. Okay. There. I fixed all that. I'm where I should want to be, I guess. Okay, we'll figure it out. My boss the other day, um, I was talking to her, and because I had one of my coworkers. Now, mind you, when I'm at work, you have me for the allotted time. If I'm working 8 hours, you have me for 8 hours. If you tell me what needs to be done, I'm absolutely probably going to bitch about it. Hands down, there's probably going to be some aspects of any job, no matter how much I like it, that scared me. Feature. Any aspect I'm probably going to bitch about. It's nothing. It's just bitching. There's nothing. I'll get the job done. I have no problems with it. I just have to make some smart ass remark. If I could shut that aspect of my mouth off, I might. But she was asking me, like, is this area of work, is this a difficult area to work at? And I looked at her and I'm like, I can't tell you that, because I'm starting to realize more and more that how my brain works in the workplace and how I allocate and I schedule and I plan out my tasks is really different from everybody else's. So I can't answer that for you. And that's just kind of what I've been sitting on the past few days is at work, I'm really good at time management. At home, not so much. But I was given the more populated floor last night. I was done well within time. Yeah, and I like getting everything point blank. If I can do it, I want to apply for that job. I can do these things. Like, I'm finding more and more that, like, doing things in hobby form is harder to express. So yeah. People don't like, I'm starting to realize, like, languages. I know several coding languages. If you were to be like, no, I need you to write this and this in an hour, I would be like, not gonna happen. Because if I don't use them, they get rusty. But, like, say I've been using them for a couple of days, I'd be like, oh yeah, I totally know how, I can get this done, I can do this, I can do this. And it goes for spoken languages, it goes for computer coding languages. I like languages, and I know a lot of them. And it's just, it's, but I don't get to use them a lot because my everyday life doesn't call for them. And that's where I get shafted a lot in technology, is none of my current jobs require me to use coding languages. But in hobby form, they just kind of laugh at me. It's like, okay, how can I win this game? I tell people I'm great support because I am. I rock support. Like, if you need someone who's front and center, mm, I would suggest you get someone else. Can I do it? I can. Do I like to? Not at all. And I tell people that. I'm like, I'm not a huge in front of people person. Okay. That is, so it's like they contract, they have like the Starbucks licensing, but they are not Starbucks. FedEx does that here. They contract out, and generally E is very low key. He's a low key E. Oh, I think this is a weird spot. And where I'm working is just a weird spot of stuff in it. Yeah, the spot that I'm working in is mostly one color, I think. Yeah. Wow. That's good. So, over in Europe in general, and I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not gonna paint it in a rosy picture. Your servers don't get paid $2.13 an hour, and the tipping culture is non-existent, from what I understand. Here in America, I mean, here in Maine, it's gotten better, but there's still a heavy tipping culture, and the wait staff only get, like, I think $3 an hour, and that's well above the minimum wage for the United States for wait staff. Maine's minimum wage is $14.75 right now, and that's above the national minimum wage of $7.25, I think. So, I mean, some things Maine is succeeding at. Nice. I enjoy working at long-term healthcare. If life were to be like, nope, you have to do long-term healthcare for the rest of your employment history, I would be miffed, but I would be okay. It's not bad. It's not as intense as hospital work, but at the same time, I want to go back to having a weekend off with husband creature. I want to go back to getting some of the holidays off. Not for any reason other than, hey, free day off. I want to not stress as much as I do when going on vacation. Because when I was doing office work, I knew that I was good enough at my job, that everything I needed to have done was done. And that me going on vacation, nothing was going to explode. And I miss having that security feeling. Because that's what it is. Where I currently am, I don't feel secure in taking time off, because when I come back, the entire system could have changed. And that does not make me comfortable. There is no... And it's all based on the whims of 40 people. I'm not a huge fan of tipping culture. Because I give good service. I am good at getting people what they need. I am great support. Sometimes, and I had a coworker use this last night, and I just about died because it's just amazing. Sometimes I'm not very user friendly. It's not that I'm being mean. It's not that I'm not doing what needs to be done. Sometimes my interface breaks down and I'm not very user friendly. But I was never wait staff. I worked at a sit-down restaurant once, and I was able to hostess like a couple weeks in a row. And because I treated everybody fairly, they didn't like me at the hostess stand, because I learned what I needed to do. I balanced it out. Everybody got treated special. Well, not special, but equal. No special treatment. And the waitresses didn't like that. So I got put back in the dish room, which I was fine with. Everyone seems to think that I would be good front of house. Because I have a very easygoing personality. It falls into that category of no, you see the very carefully created version of myself that I present to you. And I giggle about that, because that's... And I'm very open about it with people, too. I'm like, no, what you are interacting with is very carefully crafted, based on what I've observed, and what I know to be proper social etiquette. When I'm off screen, I'm very dull. I can be silly, but a lot of the times I'm seen as very aloof and very serious. And they're not wrong, but at the same time, they are. Yeah. I have no problems helping the public. It's the entitled one. We were talking about it at work. It's like, I have no problems helping people, even angry people, because most angry people just want to be heard. And if I can help, I absolutely will help. If I can find a loophole or gray spot, I'm gonna help you out. It's the people who eat half the pizza, sit on wait 2 days, eat the other half of the pizza, and then come in a week later, complain that the pizza was bad, and expect you to give them a refund for a pizza they bought a week ago that they didn't like. I have no problems helping people. I have no problems. But sometimes I'm not very user friendly. My phone is going bananas. I think my thing has been delivered. Mark off where I've been. Okay. Time to start a new section and a new part of the string. Oh wait, no, not yet. I still have a little bit left, and I do have enough string for it, so I'm gonna do it. Oh, jet noise! So most of the planes that fly in and out of BGR or Bangor are the little, I call them, they're the regional jets. They're the planes that only have 2 jet engines. They only have like 15 or 16 rows and 2 seats. There's like no middle seat kind of plane. So I know when I am sitting here hearing the roar of a plane that it is not normal air service. And I live Dust! Oh my fuck! But yeah, I live, let's see, how, I think I only live 2 miles away from the airport. Like, yeah, I want to say 2 miles. Because to the interstate, it's 1.5 miles. And then maybe 2.5, maybe 2.5 miles from the airport. Either way, when they play with the big engines, my house shakes. That's why I have spent the past 20 years soundproofing my house. And unfortunately, jet engines use bass. So there's no escaping that noise. Almost done. Almost done this area. Almost done this color, I should say, and not almost done this area. Eh, is that all complete? Back up to the final down the path here. Okay, so there's that. Trying to find where we're going in the area of Whoopsie Doodle. So this is a little backwards. Incoming ad break! I can see the end of this color. Like I am so done with 939. And next week we deal with it again because we'll be on Divine Instinct. Ooh. As far as I know, this week is a normal week. Today, tomorrow, long one on Thursday and Friday. Yay! Now, this is all subject to change because life likes to be weird. Mhm. So after I get done this 939, the big color, I do too. I don't have Fridays off anymore. My every other close to the weekend is Thursday. And that's not this week. I have Tuesday off this week. We might have to move it to like an every other Saturday or something like that. Because I still don't got a new job, so not from lack of trying. I have been trying to get a new job. It just has not been in the stars. we can do Thursday. Let me look. Let's see. So the next Thursday I have off is the 19th. But let me double check that, because every time I say I have time off, work has been very frustrating in that fashion, where I will get used to a schedule and I'll make plans and I'll get things all set up, and then they like, oh nope, time to change it, and I was like, right now I have the 19th off. I'll poke you when I get to work to confirm it. But if you want to do the 19th, I'm game. There's I'm getting into the really messed up area of this page. We're closing on the end of 939. So excited. Yes. Mhm. 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 Keep hearing little rattling noises. It's me because my frame is sitting on my table, and every time I hit it, it rattles underneath, and I'm like, "What is that rattling noise? Is something trying to get in the house?" No, no, it is just me. Just me rattling around. Mhm. One, two, three. Okey-dokey. This is one of my oopsie doodle spots, so I'm just trying to figure out where I have to go to fix it. What's that? That needs to have a capital 3, so right there. That's a 2. Yeah, it's actually pretty perfect. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm going to do, because this area is a huge oopsie doodle spot, I'm just going to rebuild it after I have all the other colors done. Like I'm building in the colors I hadn't worked in, I'm building it in that way. But I am also oops, not what I wanted, wrong hole. I'm also going to have to come back in with a few other colors and just rebuild a little bit. In the long run, no one's gonna know, but this is how we fix oopsie doodles. Because they happen. Generally not on such a massive scale, but they do happen. Mm-hmm. Perfect allotment for string too. The string gets all done, and I don't have to, well, I still have quite a long cord, but I don't have to pull any more. Woohoo! 939 is done. At least I think so. Let me hit my butt. Yeah, it's all done. The color that haunts my dreams everywhere, and all of my cross stitch is done for this page. So, Call Dance shows up. Like right here, you start to see the back of his hair, because it's obviously his hair has to be a color that brings pain to my soul. His hair is 939, or at least one of the shades of 939, and he shows up next page right here. We get to start seeing his hair. Mm-hmm. 939 is done. Woo woo. Okay. So now I have it sorted out, like colors that I technically call them alone colors because they either jump around a lot or there's just like 3 stitches, and switching colors honestly takes more time than anything else. But I did make a little dot list. So I have the colors that are alone, and they're a little spread out, but there's more of them than normal. So we're moving up to 913 or 319, not 913. 319. needle's all out. 319. I need to put away 939. First of all, I need to put it over with Divine Instinct because that's the color we'll be working on. That's the color we will be working on next week. And hopefully closing out that color and getting a page finish. Like, my goal for this week would be to get a page finish done on both projects. Well, this week a page finish for Call Dance, and next week a page finish for Divine. That would make me happy because I have not been able to invest a whole lot of time in much of anything the past month and a half. So okay. Let's see if I have it. Oh, I do have it all. So 319 is a green. We're going to be doing a lot of greens and purples because that's what we have left. is shading in one. Yeah, this one's actually a pretty decent sized color. It's just all over the place. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see if I can. I might even free up a paper tab so I can bobbinate a good color. Let's see. Trying to follow it here. I don't want to pull it if it's not. Honestly, legitimately, I've forgotten what I've done with some of these colors. There we go. It's been so long. Let's start with little dregs. So we are starting the work up here. Up at the tippy top. Which is good because this is a shorter piece of string, so we'll just do individual X's in the spots that we need to. And part of this is so much easier and part of it is so much harder. I don't like all the jumping around that I'm about to embark in and or on, but at the same time, I get to change colors a lot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yay, feature. Okay, the last stretch of this color and probably this particular piece of string is right over here. Okay. One of the colors where I like go down in lines because it's just such a sparse color. There's a lot of it, but it's just all over. It's a lot, but a little. If that makes sense to you, then you should hang out here more often. I think after I get 319 all done, that's when I will call it a day, because I will get it done before noontime. How much before noontime? I don't know, but I know before noontime, so I'll get 2 color finishes today. And then tomorrow will be a whole lot of other color finishes. Oh. Because the alone colors go real fast. Gonna go here. It's death by 1,000 cuts. It's filling in the little white spots. One little spot at a time. Nice. After stream, I'm gonna load the dishwasher, see where it's at. Maybe start the dishwasher. Maybe wipe down the sink and toilet. See how I'm feeling about that. But I'm definitely going to make sure the tablecloths that came in are the right size, because I finally have 2 4-foot tables and 3 6-foot tables for my myriad of display options. And I bought black tablecloths for my 4-foot table. Now, whether or not they fit, that's what today's going to be. Mm. 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 I like to move it, move it. Mm. Mm. Yeah, there's not a lot, not a lot of this color. It's really just lines of single rows, columns of single rows. But it fills in, it fills in the space that is currently blank. Which, as more and more color gets filled in, those white spots are very much more apparent. That's why I tell people when doing full coverage cross stitch, even though you might not think you matter in the world of stitches, you do. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wrong area. I've just confused. Fix it. This is one of the colors that, I think you're fine. No, guys. No. Let me tell you how much the dogs have not missed me sitting and cross-stitching for 2 hours. Even though I was playing with them up until I sat down to start cross-stitching. You know what? I might have to upset myself. I said I'd be done 319 by the end of stream. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna edit, and I will work on this until this one piece of string is finished. Which may or may not be a long time because of how much jumping is involved. Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna ponder and doing a saving the reach, but I'm gonna do it. I'm filling in the messy area. Other grapes look kind of funny. That behind there. This green. These crabsies. With perfect timing. my goodness. So we start off today at 5.09%. Let me hit my check marky box. We ended today at 5.15%. So that's pretty good increase. Like we did 263 stitches. Pixie, you're fine. Pixie is crying and wants her voice to be heard. Ma'am, we're fine. Anyway, so tomorrow, 10 to noon-ish, to continue on the miscellaneous little colors that we have to do. I'm going to try to get a couple of the one-offs all done so that if we, by some chance, get all the ones that I don't have dotted all done, we will be at a page finish. So that's the goal. Thank you all for the gift of your time. Seriously, like I know I've been here, there, and everywhere for the past few weeks. I love you all. Drink your water. Take your meds. Be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I will see everybody tomorrow, and if you need me, you know where I'm lurking. And the dogs are crazy, just so everybody knows that. Crazy dogs.